Larsson, the market is going ballistic. Larsson line flipped gold on BTC. ETH is back from the dead. Larsson, there's an inverse head and shoulders in Solana. Bitcoin dominance fell off a cliff. It's alt season here. Stocks S&P 500 up 20%. Nvidia up 55%. And where are Larsson's videos? Have I gotten lazy? Am I sleeping all day? No, I'm working on something day and night so that we can take maximum advantage of this incredible market situation. It's so bloody epic, I can barely eat, sleep, meet my wife or make videos. But I need to finish it, and I need to finish it fast, because this could blast off any minute now. And everyone who has ever built something knows that when you're almost done, you still have a lot of work left. I still owe you guys a quick update on Bitcoin and altcoins and stocks, and on gold and uranium, where we will bring in Mark. If you've been here for some time, you'll remember this range from the last video and many videos before that. For basically this entire year, I said the range high is at 106,100. And where did price turn after pushing through all these steps? From hitting the pattern breakdown target exactly twice, climbing back in the range, Larsson line flipping gold, meaning the trend is up, pushing through the POC, the point of control in the middle of the range, the volume peak you see here on the right. And it went all the way up exactly to the range high, almost on the dollar, to a high of 105,787. On different exchanges, a little higher, a little lower, on the CME futures to 106,200. So why did it turn there? Why do these magic lines seem to work so often? Because people, guys. People remember price levels. Bitcoin turned exactly there. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and now the 13th time. When it went there again now, where it has rejected 12 times, 12 separate days earlier, what do you think will happen? Well, I can tell you, someone will sell because it's the resistance, and buyers will hesitate. Who wants to buy right under resistance? Then price turns. Support and resistance, big fundamental trends. That's what will remain in an era of AI in the markets, because people. So what now then? Larsson, will it break out? Larsson, will it reject? Larsson, what will price be in a week? I don't know. And I don't need to know. There's no point trying to predict the future of markets. I'm going to react instead to what actually plays out. If this pattern of being rejected 12 times suddenly changes and we break out, great, in fact fantastic, because then we get a horizontal breakout in an uptrend. And price can finally resume trending price action. Ethereum, we did talk a little about it in the Friday tier report, that there were a couple of things that suddenly looked a little different after basically 1 year of this straight line down. And basically it was this volume peak. Suddenly a large number of ETH were clearly changing hands around this horizontal level. And for clarity, this is on the ETH to BTC chart. It's much easier trying to figure out what is going on here instead of on the ETH to USD chart. There you mainly see if Bitcoin is going up or down. Someone buying in huge volume is always worth paying attention to. The second point we only see if we zoom way out, and that was that this level was actually almost exactly where we turned last time, back in 2019, 6 years ago. And it turned there twice, as you can see. So again, guys, support and resistance bounced off support. Still, I couldn't predict that something like this would happen, but I'm very happy to see it. This gives strength and confidence to all the altcoins. So whether you love or hate Ethereum, be happy to see this. As I've also covered, Solana first very nicely stayed in this range for a whole year. Range broke down from the 0.002 range support, and I set the breakdown target to 0.00141, as you know if you were here at the time, which hit and overshot a little bit. bit. And now we get something very powerful here. Sol BTC has formed indeed a very nice inverse head and shoulders with the head around that target and a tidy horizontal neckline here at 0.00166. And this pattern is completed here, giving an opportunity for tight invalidation close to horizontal level. Fantastic. Despite Ethereum's recovery, the Sol to ETH relationship hasn't fundamentally changed. If we look at it through this view, we're still in the same channel, but I wouldn't be so sure of anything right now. Solana is challenged now from two sides. Ethereum on the legacy side, Grandpa is coming and he's stronger than he looks. Then Solana is also challenged on the upcomer side. The young teenagers, they're lifting and they want to take the leader down. SUI, for example, is emerging as a real challenger here, even though Solana is trying to fight back now at the bottom of this Sol to SUI strength chart. But this better not break here for Solana fans. There is a lot to say about a lot of projects now. But I think what will determine how all of them go from here almost is really the Bitcoin breakout and the clues from these 2 to 3 leading altcoins. But let's look at gold, uranium stocks as well for a more complete view of the macro picture. And we will have an update on uranium. So Mark, what's happening?
The last time we spoke, CTO Larsson, I had mentioned that in my opinion we were at, and if not at least very close to a bottom in the uranium price, and that has proven to be factual. What has happened is that the term price remained at the $80 level, while the spot price in uranium dropped to $63, $64. From there on, price has trended up, mainly because of the carry trade. But then we also see now, again, significant interest in uranium, a larger imbalance between supply and demand, something which has been spoken about for a long time. But essentially, we see companies like Kazatomprom, who again advertise that their sulfuric acid is not going to be sufficiently available for the next couple of years to be able to retain full production of uranium. And we see various other countries which are restarting their nuclear programs or starting to focus on building new nuclear power plants, like Vietnam, for example, which is in close discussion now with Russia to build several nuclear power plants. And so over the next couple of years, we continue to see a drastic growth in uranium demand. In the US, the last couple of days, we see also a tremendous shift where the Trump administration is pushing to expedite permitting processes as it relates to uranium mines. Instead of months and even years for permits to be provided, we see that they want to speed this up to a period of several weeks.
I don't think anyone is surprised that Mark was right here again, but still it's very delightful.
And then as we look at the uranium companies, we see also that they have really responded very well to the upward move in the spot price. As I have shared on previous occasions, I do not believe that in general all uranium companies are investable, but a specific set of uranium companies which will benefit from the long-term price of uranium are the ones in which we invest heavily, and those have responded marvelously to the increase also which we have seen in the spot price.
How about gold and silver and other markets?
Essentially, what we have seen in gold over the last approximately 1 year is that due to significant central bank buying, especially in Asia, the gold price essentially has been continuously being pushed up higher and higher. I had thought that when we hit about $2,700, which was also the measured move, that from there on we would have a correction. Since then, as you can see, we have continued the path upwards to close to 3,500, and we see a sideways move in gold. At this point in time, looking at the various gold companies, many of them are extremely well priced. And as such, while there may be more weakness in the gold market, I personally believe that due to, again, strong support from central bank buying, as well as an already very attractive price in many of the best gold companies, it is an attractive period to start shopping. So silver tends to outperform gold in the late stages of the bull market. At this point in time, silver is far, far and away from its all-time high, which is about $50 US, which is not inflation adjusted, obviously. Again, as silver follows gold, silver is, to me, a very attractive investment at this point in time. And if you would need to make a choice between either gold or silver, I personally think that in silver, the upside is even more significant than it is in gold.
What's your thoughts on the macro, on the stocks?
If we look at the S&P 500, we can see that it pulled back significantly several weeks ago, and we have been in a correction. Since the tariffs with China have been renegotiated and paused for a 90-day period, there seems to be a little bit of euphoria in the market. I personally still believe that there is a significant issue globally as it relates to debt and deficits. I still believe that no solution and no answer to these debt and deficits have been found other than inflation. And so in my opinion, I believe that this chart, which you are showing here, Anders, is going to resolve on the downside. And so if it doesn't, that means we have the wind in our sails. Everybody can be happy. But in case it does resolve to the downside, I recommend to everybody to keep trailing stop losses on all their positions in the market so that everybody retains the profits which they have made.
Yeah, this looks suspiciously like a wedge.
And we see high volatility. We see this chart gapping up non-stop. Typically, gaps also get closed. Looking at this pattern, for me, it's highly volatile. And again, the likelihood of it breaking down is, in my opinion, higher.
And don't miss the Commodities Pro portfolio that Mark is managing for us. I'm very excited about that and happy that we got off to such a great start. Thank you, Tak.
Thank you, Tak.
CTO Larsson is not out. I'm staying right here on this desk, switching on Do Not Disturb. If I'm not replying, it's not personal. Tak.